Diving in deep to the world of crypto. You're listening to Vorpen AI.
Today, we're going beyond the hype, digging into a strategy the big players use. Hedge funds, institutions, the whole shebang. Crypto arbitrage. So, basic idea, pretty straightforward, right? Buy some Bitcoin, or any crypto really, on one exchange where it's cheap, then boom, immediately sell it on another where the price is higher. Buy low, sell high, profit, easy peasy. Hold on a sec. Not quite as simple as it sounds. This game is all about speed, about access. That's where things get really interesting. Luckily, we've got a guide into this world. Tony James, CEO of Vorpen AI, absolute pro in this field. He wrote Latency and Liquidity in Crypto Arbitrage, unlocking higher profit margins, and let me tell you, his insights on what most people miss are pure gold. First thing Tony breaks down is latency, basically, a race against time. Picture this, trying to snag those hot concert tickets the second they're on sale versus, say, 5 minutes later. Same deal here, but swap minutes for milliseconds.
Precisely. Blink and you'll miss it. That tiny price difference between exchanges, gone in a flash. Say you spot Bitcoin at, let's go with $29,500 on one exchange. Another one's showing $29,505. $5 difference, right? Doesn't seem like much, but even a few milliseconds delay, poof, that profit vanishes before you can even click sell. Crypto waits for no one.
Gets even wilder though, right? Tony's book stresses where you're sitting right now, like your physical location, huge EE impact on this whole latency thing. What's the deal with that?
Imagine this. You're trying to work arbitrage between, say, the New York Exchange and one in Tokyo. But you, my friend, are sitting in London. Every millisecond counts, those thousands of miles your data is traveling. That's adding crucial time to your execution. Even being on the wrong continent can be the difference between a killer trade and a missed opportunity, you know.
A high-stakes game of ping pong, but our money's the ball bouncing through fiber optic cables at warp speed. This is where a company like Vorpen AI comes in, yeah? Strategically placed servers right next to the action, basically a backstage pass to the crypto concert. But hold on, speed isn't the only hurdle here, is it? Tony's book also goes deep on liquidity. He uses this analogy, comparing it to, say, finding a rare vintage comic book versus like the latest mass market issue. One's easy to get at a decent price, the other, not so much.
It's a great comparison. See, you can have the fastest execution in the world, but if there aren't enough buyers or sellers at that exact moment, you're stuck. That slippage, your own buy or sell order, it throws the price out of whack. Instead of buying low, selling high, you're moving the market against yourself. Profits shrink. This is where order book depth comes in. Think of it as like a list of all the buy and sell orders lined up at different prices. Deep order book, lots of activity. Your trades, they don't cause as much of a ripple, but a shallow one. You're on thin ice. Every step could make or break the whole thing.
So navigating a crowded room. Sometimes you slip through, sometimes bam, you're bumping into everyone making a mess. Starting to see why Tony calls liquidity this hidden factor. And he says it fluctuates too, right? Just like latency. Depends on the exchange, even the time of day. He even mentions this arbitrage clock. Are there actually prime times to be on the lookout for these opportunities?
Absolutely. Crypto market's global, remember. When those big financial hubs like New York, London, when they're both online, trading volume explodes. More liquidity, those time zones align. Bam, prime time for arbitrage.
So strategy matters. It's not just speed. It's about understanding these global rhythms, knowing when to strike. But even then, there's another layer to this, isn't there? We've got regular investors like us going up against those Wall Street titans Tony described. And it sounds like they've got a serious advantage.
It's true. Those institutions, they play in a whole different league. They've got the cash to set up those co-located servers we talked about, right? Latency practically disappears. Plus, their algorithms, these high-frequency trading things, making decisions, executing trades faster than we can blink. Microseconds. Can you believe that?
So basically what you're saying is, I need to become a hedge fund just to stand a chance in this game.
Not exactly. See, you might not have your own global server network, but that's where technology steps in. Platforms like Vorpen AI, they're designed to even the playing field. Give us regular investors access to those sophisticated tools to automation, like leveling up in a video game. You're not battling the final boss just yet, but hey, you could put up a fight.
Okay, so there's hope for us little guys yet. But even with the fancy tools, it's this balancing act, right? Speed, access to liquidity. Like Tony really drives that point home in the book. He says focusing on one or the other just isn't going to cut it.
Exactly. It's like, imagine a runner in an obstacle course. Yeah, they need speed to win, obviously, but without the agility to get around those hurdles. crash and burn.
Yeah.
Crypto arbitrage, same idea. You could have the absolute fastest execution, but if you're dealing with low liquidity, even a tiny order can throw the price off, wipe out your profits.
Yeah.
Flip side, imagine having tons of liquidity, but your execution is slow. Like a super agile runner who's dragging their feet at the starting line, opportunity's gone before you even move.
Need to be quick, but good too, right? Classic saying for a reason. And this is where I'm guessing AI comes in, that secret weapon. Is that how Vorpen AI manages both the latency and the liquidity at the same time?
Bingo. Artificial intelligence is changing the trading game completely. When you're talking about milliseconds mattering, nothing beats AI's speed, its processing power.
Hold on, are you saying our brains are just too slow to keep up?
In a way, yes. Humans, we just can't process info, react as fast as AI can, especially with how complex crypto arbitrage gets. But AI, it analyzes huge amounts of data, spots those split-second opportunities, executes trades lightning fast. It's like having a whole team of expert traders working for you 24/7.
So it's less about outsmarting the market ourselves, more about using the tools that already can, right? Wild stuff. But let's bring it back down to earth for a sec. For those of us who aren't, coding whizzes, how do we actually use AI for crypto arbitrage?
That's the beauty of platforms like Vorpen AI, really.
Yeah.
Designed for, normal people. You don't got to be a coder, a financial expert, none of that. Think of it like using a navigation app. You don't need to memorize every single road to get where you're going, right? You plug in your start, your destination, and the app does the rest. Even adjusts on the fly for traffic, roadblocks, you name it.
So it's like having a co-pilot for crypto trading, guiding us through the chaos, helping us hopefully make some profit along the way.
Exactly. Vorpen AI, you set your risk tolerance, your goals, all that, and the AI takes it from there. But here's the thing. It's constantly learning, refining its strategies based on what the market's doing, like having an invisible expert right by your side, always adapting.
This is incredible, but it raises a huge question. If AI gets this good at spotting these opportunities, what happens when everybody has it? Does the playing field get so level that there's no opportunities left?
It's a $1 question, right? And one we're going to dig into right after this. Don't go anywhere.
All right, so before we took a break, we stumbled onto a pretty big question. What happens when everybody and their grandma has this AI that's a crypto arbitrage whiz? Do the opportunities just dry up?
It's a question a lot of people are asking. Like, does it become a self-defeating thing? Everybody's got the same edge, so no one does.
Yeah.
But it's not that simple.
Okay, so walk me through it. What happens in that scenario? Does it become like this arms race of AI with us regular folks left in the dust?
Not necessarily. It's more like when everybody levels up, the game changes. The easy opportunities, the ones AI could easily snag before, those become rare, sure.
Yeah.
But that opens up totally new possibilities, things we haven't even thought of yet.
Now you've really got me curious. What kind of possibilities are we talking about here? What could that look like?
Imagine an AI that doesn't just see prices on exchanges. It processes news sentiment. Is the general vibe positive or negative? It tracks social media, what's the buzz about certain cryptos, even digs into blockchain activity itself or big players making moves. It's like connecting the dots in a way human traders just can't.
So we're talking about looking beyond the obvious, like using information that seems totally unrelated to trading to actually predict where the market's going.
Exactly. An AI that can piece together those clues, the news, social media, the blockchain whispers, it can find arbitrage opportunities that go way beyond just this exchange is cheaper than that one. We could be talking entirely different cryptocurrencies, even predicting those tiny market shifts before they happen.
So instead of just reacting to what's already happening, this AI is basically anticipating the future by piecing together a much bigger puzzle. That's a whole other level.
And we're just scratching the surface. Think about it. The more data we feed these AI systems, the smarter they get, the more of those hidden opportunities they uncover. It's a constantly evolving landscape, always exciting, always changing.
That's the perfect way to put it. I mean, we started by talking about buying low and selling high, and now we're talking about AI basically predicting the future of the entire crypto market. What a wild ride this has been.
That's the beauty of really diving deep into a topic. It's not just about the what, it's about the why, the how, and the what ifs.
Couldn't agree more. And Tony James's book has given us a lot to think about. We didn't just learn about arbitrage itself, we really dug into those hidden forces that make it all tick. The latency, the liquidity, the way AI is changing everything. If there's one thing I hope our listeners take away from this, it's that the world of crypto, it's rarely as simple as it seems on the surface. What looks like an easy strategy can have a whole lot going on beneath.
Absolutely. Crypto is fascinating, but it's complex. It's constantly changing. And the more you understand those inner workings, the better equipped you are to navigate it.
This deep dive into crypto arbitrage has been an incredible journey, and a huge thank you to Tony James for sharing his expertise with us. To our listeners, thank you for joining us as always. We'll have links to all the resources we mentioned in the show notes. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep into the world of crypto.